do the recording. Okay, so here we go. Good evening, everybody. My name is Robin Chatskin, and this is the April. We're cutting it right to the very end. The April meeting of Friends Becoming Neighbors. This is an opportunity for those of you who have moved in. I can't believe that we have Randy and Nadine are the ones that have moved in and are going to be our old timers already. And those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm sure people are going to start coming in over the next 10, 15 minutes. So we'll let everybody else come in. And usually what I do is we go around and everybody introduces themselves and tells us where they are in their build, where they are in their experience. If they have any, and at the end, once we go through all of that, we'll talk about any questions that you have and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go in the order of the way my screen is, and I'm going to start with Randy and Nadine this evening.
I thought you might. Hi, we're Randy and Nadine Race. We have now been residents of the Bluffs for 3 months. Hard to believe that. We moved from Southern Maryland, had lived there for 24, almost 25 years, and we're thrilled to be here. It's been a long journey. We built with Haygood Homes, and we're happy overall with our home, although of course we have a number of punch list items that they're slowly burning down, but it's good. And we're enjoying our screen porch and that view.
Yeah, the view of the river.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And just Randy, just tell everybody, well, obviously we know now, you spoil alert, we know what block you're on, but just tell them where you're located.
We're on Fallen Pear. It's 9148, almost at the end of Fallen Pear before you get to River Bluffs or River Parkway. It friends of River Bluffs, River Parkway.
Awesome, terrific.
Right across the street from the model.
Right across the street from the model, and then Jack Johnson, who eventually will get into his.
Yes,
he's right across the street
soon
from us
too.
Will he be in soon? Okay, awesome. I haven't spoken to him for a while.
Well,
yeah.
I talked to them this weekend. They're thinking June/July.
Yeah.
June's okay.
I won't tell you what I think. That's what they think.
June/July. Okay. And the Urbans, welcome to our meeting. Tell us about you, where you're from.
Okay. Can you hear us?
We can.
Okay, good. Well, I'm Paul, and this is my wife, Bea. We're in Florida. We've been in Florida for 20 years. Looking forward to moving up to the Bluffs. Our house is now, we're coming up next week for the pre-drywall inspection. We're busy vetting landscaping contractors. And I'm originally from Ohio, and my wife is from Canada. We're looking forward to getting to the Bluffs.
Awesome. Who is your builder?
Pardon me?
Who is your builder?
Ken Homes. And did I tell you our address is 9552 Fallen Pear, which is fairly near the clubhouse. It's where the street tees into Fallen Pear near the clubhouse.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
remember the name
awesome.
of the street.
Alice, I know you're on. What is your number?
Yes. That's what I was just gonna say. We're right by there. And we're also building with Kent Homes.
You might be 2 doors from us.
Well, I'm sorry?
Are you 2 doors from us?
I think so.
Oh,
So the
wonderful.
2 homes that were lot 190. I can't remember what the address is.
I don't know.
Are you from Colorado?
I am. Yes.
Okay. Then you know Amy?
Amy, yes, Barnes.
Yeah, she speaks highly of you.
Oh, well, she's awesome. And I don't know if you have Chris as your project manager.
We have Landon.
Okay.
So far, we've been very pleased
they're
with them.
super. They've been awesome. Kent has actually, we weren't supposed to be done until September, but it looks like we're going to be done mid to late July.
Good.
Oh,
Wow,
good.
great, very
Which is
exciting.
terrific. So
Very
Michael,
stunning.
Yeah.
the
We're-
Urban's
we're-
house, the Urban's house is the one that every time we drove by, and you said, "Isn't that the Cushman's house?" And I said, "No, that's the Urban's house." So they're the Urbans. There you go. There you
All
go.
right.
So you're famous.
Awesome.
We knew
Well,
you
we're
before. But
looking-
welcome to the group, and we're looking forward to meeting with you in person, and welcome, and we'll get you onto Team Reach, because that's an important thing. We'll have a conversation offline. Gretchen
Okay.
and Tim,
Great.
Hey,
hey, how are you?
we're doing great. We're doing great. I have 1 month and 11 days till retirement. He has
Oh,
2
nice.
months until retirement. So, yeah, we're counting down the days. We're building with Coastal Cypress, lot 458, 9187, Fallen Pear. A little bit down the street from Randy and Nadine. And we had broke ground November, December, and we were told, probably a year or so. And then we got a call like in March saying we're really ahead of schedule. It's going to be sooner. And then last Thursday, we had a phone call from the project manager and said, we're starting drywall and siding tomorrow. And then friends of ours stopped by the house, and yesterday, siding's done, drywall's done. So they're saying 3 months or less.
Great for you.
Wow.
Good.
Over.
Terrific.
So we're really
She
excited.
said Coastal Cypress.
Yep. And where are you moving from?
Maryland, we're from Western Maryland. Tim's originally from the area. I'm originally from the Allentown, Philly area. But we've lived in this house for 25 years. Kids are up and grown, different places across the country. So we decided to make the Bluffs our home, and they can come visit us.
Awesome. Terrific. Well, that's great. We're all looking forward to seeing and hearing, keeping a watch on your journey. Ms. Cushman, you want me to pass by you and come back to you? I know you're working.
Here, that's okay.
All right,
I
cool.
can get on.
Yeah, there she is.
All right.
Hey.
I know, I've got 3 computers all right here.
It's all good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah, so as I was saying, we are on lot 190. Everything has been going really smooth. No problems so far. So knock on wood. And our project manager, we just had a meeting, and they're thinking that it'd be mid to late July that they're gonna be done. I'm not moving until September, but John may be. Got it. Nice to see you guys from New York there.
Yeah, how's it going? Me too.
Finally, right? We're finally in.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it won't be long. Yeah, we're pretty
Good.
excited.
Awesome.
That's great.
That's terrific. And where's Puppy? Is Puppy sleeping somewhere?
No, but they're in the other room with John while I'm working.
All good. Well, it's good to see your smiling face. We're happy to see you.
Oh,
And
good
your
to see
house
you.
looks great. Your house looks great. We keep driving by it. We can't help but drive by it. But the house, it's just, oh my God, there's more house there. It's more house there. It's a wonderful thing. Wonderful.
Yeah, they've got the tile in. They've started the painting. The cabinets are in. It's like now they're going to be putting in doors and all the molding. So that will be exciting.
Great. And you're getting pictures. You're getting enough pictures, or you want people taking pictures, because we can put orders.
You know what? Everybody has been awesome. I've met quite a few neighbors that have not met them face to face, but they've been sending me pictures, and our project manager is on it, and he's actually talking about, I've got to get you pictures before your neighbors send you pictures. So
Wow, that's pretty
Good.
special. That's very special. Yeah, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
oh, and I have a really cute story. One of our neighbors, she videotaped a cardinal going through trying to get into our window in the new house. And I guess it does this every morning. And so there's a story that it's like somebody that's passed that's watching over you, or good luck. So I thought that was really cool.
That's nice.
Now that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's a whole,
Yeah.
you know, hold on to that
Yeah.
one. There've been a lot of cardinals around my house around this house recently. We'll talk about that later when it comes to our turn. So you and I will share that
Okay.
story offline. Janine,
Okay.
and two puppies came into the picture today. How are you guys?
We're good. We got Buddy, little one, big ones on the floor. Everybody be quiet. Hi, everybody. Welcome, new people. And we're getting very close. We hope to sign a contract this week. Haygood. No. Josh at Haygood, a Portsmouth Island. We're over at lots 551 3818 River Park Way. So we're right close to where Flint Rock kind of breaks on over. And we're across from Brian. He's in here. I saw him. And so we're excited. And then we're actually should be doing a lease back with Haygood for a year on it. Because we have a little bit of time to get down there. So we're excited about that opportunity as well.
All right, terrific. Well, welcome and thank you for bringing puppies. And we're excited for you. Let us know when you finally sign. It's awesome. Kathy,
It should
Ed.
be by the next one.
All right, awesome. Kathy and Ed.
Hi, everyone. We are excited about the bill so far. We started, I guess, in December of last year. It's been quite a journey since we've never done this before. We're also building with Kent Homes, and I believe from the start, they've been great with Amy, and Landon is our project manager as well, and he's been super helpful. We were able to sell our current residence in a week, so that was a big plus. So we're hoping to get down to North Carolina in July sometime, hopefully earlier than later, because we're going to be homeless for about a month or so. Our youngest daughter's graduating college, so that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks. So we're just kind of, I don't know, navigate through this, buying furniture, finishing landscaping, getting the jacuzzi that she wants, all the things that I thought I'd never spend money on, but yet I have to do it. We're very excited, and I don't know, like I'm trying to figure out like what would be something that I could add value to this conversation. But I think we're all in the same boat, like, you know, making all these decisions has not been easy. It's quite a task, although other people think it's easy. You know, it's just like me and my wife fighting over every little detail of whatever it is that we're spending money on.
No.
And it's not we're running out of money. It's just that I never got used to spending all this kind of money.
Yeah.
Oh, another $30,000. Deal, you know what I mean? So,
What model are
but
you
other
building?
than that, I'm looking forward to
Go ahead and spend
moving
it.
down there and meeting all of you.
And we're from New York too. We're from Long Island. We're
Oh,
neighbors
we-
already with Robin.
Oh, wow.
We're from Long Island?
What,
Yep.
whereabouts, Long Island?
We live in Westbury now. We're from Garden City, but we've been living in Westbury
And
this
we're in
last.
Baldwin Harbor. So we're on the South Shore. We're on the South Shore.
Yeah.
We're New York. We're the New Yorkers, but you couldn't tell.
New York
New
is
York-
that's
Long
right,
Islanders.
yeah, Long Island.
Right,
Long
that's right.
Island, they're the New Yorkers. Well, and we're very excited for you, and your house is looking beautiful. And there's I think somebody had
Keep
asked
spending money.
which model you're building.
We're it's Jonesport. It's kind of a combination of a few different elevations from Jonesport.
I see.
We
Yeah.
Oh,
kind of mixed and matched a little bit.
All right,
Okay.
Great, terrific. So
We're
keep us,
thrilled, so happy
keep
with
us-
Ken.
good. Keep us posted on your journey. Dennis and Daphne.
Is that good?
Oh,
There
there you
you
go.
are.
Had to unmute. Hey, good evening, everyone. Dennis and Daphne Parks coming to you from Stafford, Virginia, just south of DC area. We on the 19th of April signed our base contract to start our home build. We're
Great.
signing with Haygood, with Josh. We're doing a Cape Lookout. Our lot is 352, so we're on the new Bay Colony Road, 4045 Bay Colony. And we do selections in June, and hopefully within 10 months or so of that, we'll be done.
Awesome. So you're gonna be near, so we're 4066 Bay Colony.
Are you at the corner at the end?
We're at the end.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
the, we're
yep.
Yep, it's about as far as you can go, and Kathy and Ed, you have to pass their house to get to my house. So it's
Gotcha.
there's always great places. So Michael,
Hold on a sec. I got it, Robin. I'm clicking buttons. I'm having a lot of fun here. So I'll talk, Robin. I'll talk about our new house. I'll let you talk about our current house. All right. So Robin and I, we are in the cul-de-sac at the end of Bay Colony, 4066. It's lot 249, and yeah, we're all the way at the end. We are actually coming close to completion. They keep telling us mid-June. They've been using that date since probably January, February, and they've been holding to that date. So Robin and I were down there a couple of weeks ago, and when we were down there, a lot of work was taking place, and a lot more took place right after we left. And really good stuff. You know, the granite came in, the light fixtures came in, all the electrical came in. The trim guys were there finishing up trim. They started to outline our driveway. That was a big, hooray. We never knew where our driveway was actually going to be. And now there's actually the little forms that form our driveway. So all good things are going to be happening probably in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And sooner or later, they'll start pouring concrete for our driveway and the patio. And we met with a landscaper. We met with the generator guy. I told you we did everything. We had a really action-packed type of adventure when we were there a few weeks ago. So good things are happening for us and on that front. And then Robin is heading back down there probably in a couple of weeks. She's trying to make arrangements to see which days exactly to continue to keep an eye on things and have more meetings and pick more things. We still got more things to pick. We're still picking mirrors, right, Robin? Just right before the meeting, we're still looking at things to choose, so that, yes, there are a lot of choices. And we're all in the same boat, Ed. I know I heard you say that before. We're all in...
I was just waiting for that connection. I was just waiting for him to say that he feels your pain.
Ed,
we're almost the same, right? Almost the same. So Robin, I think that's a good synopsis of where we are.
Absolutely.
Do you want to talk about where we are here?
I'm going to go last.
We'll save that for the end?
I'll save that for the end. Sean,
last.
the Hallahans, it's so good to see you here. Where in the world are the Hallahans?
Want to talk?
No, you can talk.
Can't get her to shut up all day, and now she wants me to. Yeah, we're coming from New York. We just talked with Amy from Kent Homes. We decided on the Bar Harbor model. We're lot 138 on Fallen Pear. It's right across from the intersection of Silver Melon, the second one going towards the community center. So we just got some of the documents to go through, and like everyone said, being inundated with what to choose, as far as lighting and flooring and cabinets, and she almost passed out just looking at the list. So we're waiting to talk with Amy tomorrow again, and then hopefully we'll be signing a contract relatively soon. And
starting.
Yeah, and starting. We're right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean, I was gonna say, Sean, we have really good friends that are in lot 139.
Oh, really?
Right next to us?
Patty
Yeah,
and
they're our
Mike.
best friends.
Yeah, we had bought a lot in there. And they came in to see where we were gonna be. And then they bought a lot, but they were able to build before us. But they're on lot 139, Patty and Mike Pop.
Oh, nice.
They're
Good.
great
Oh,
people.
good.
You'll like living next to them.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the good people,
nice,
good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. They'll hate me, but I like them.
Oh, nah, I don't think so. But you know what? It actually, it looks really overwhelming when they're sending you all the lists. But
Yeah.
these guys, all of these guys, and I think everybody would agree who's been working on this. This is what they do all the time. So we look at this, and they have a process, and they have a way of doing it, and they know how to keep you in your lane, because otherwise you'd be like me and making changes all the time. But it is extremely overwhelming. I still walk around with a packet and a bag, and I have my paint colors and my tile color and everything in a folder,
Oh,
and it's changed
Yeah.
14 times. So
Bet.
much to Michael's dismay. But we're glad that you're starting, and welcome, and it's a wonderful thing. It's
Thank
good
you.
to see you here. Karen, tell us where you guys are.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
Yeah.
Well, Keith is at Best Buy picking up his computer, but I'm here. We're in lot 417. Our house is behind me here. It just got painted last week, and this past week we loaded up a 26-foot trailer U-Haul to declutter our house and moved it down to a storage unit over at that prime storage area. And so we've got half of our house already gone from here. We're getting ready to sell our house in the next 2 weeks, or at least put it on the market. So we're excited about that. This weekend, we found out that they had finished all the mudding and the taping and the sanding, and they're getting ready for painting and putting in the doors and the cabinets. They're just waiting for the cabinets to come in. We're also looking at the landscaping and possible patios in the back of the yard. So we're kind of at that stage right now, meeting with landscapers, and that's about it for us. We're excited. We're excited to see the people we saw last weekend there, and we're excited to be moving sometime in June, maybe later. I don't know, but right now it's June. So that's it for me.
Very, very cool. Well,
Oh, we're coming from Burke, Virginia, so north of Stafford,
there
Virginia.
you go. Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear you guys are moving forward. Suzanne and Gary.
Hi, how are you? We're from northern Westchester, Yorktown area, town of Yorktown, and we're in lot 24 on Little Berry Place. And right now we're at we're building with AR, and we're at the painting tile stage. So we're probably about 6 weeks behind you, Robin, with AR, and Suzanne will be there before me. I'll probably be in Yorktown for another year, but Suzanne might be down there before me.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll see about that. I don't know, Gary. We'll see.
I'm under contract, Rob.
Yeah. I have confidence in you. Hey, Brian, how are you tonight?
Doing okay. Brian and Kim Kwasinski, moving from Pennsylvania, about 35 miles northwest of Philadelphia. Our lot is 442, the 3827 River Parkway. Don't forget the Northeast. Whatever that's supposed to mean, right? We were down last week for a quick stop. They painted the outside. The interior looks like it's all done. They need to do the backsplash behind the oven or behind the cooktop. All the counters are in. They painted the outside. They're finishing that up. And then I guess next is maybe appliances. Chris, we're working with Chris from Kent Homes. Phenomenal person. Keeps us up to date. Runs into anything. He calls me. We get it taken care of. super good to work with. And he's telling us probably July. And then Kim and I will be moving in probably April. Kent's going to use it as a model home
Awesome.
for
Terrific.
whatever that is, 6,
Great.
8 months.
Great
What
news.
model is that?
That would be I just went blank.
Jonesport?
Jonesport, thank you.
That's the
Hi,
popular one
Brian.
now. That's, yeah, it's getting more popular, that one now.
All right, awesome. Well, congratulations on that speed. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's going on with you?
So we are doing Kent Builders also. We'll be down in July to sign the contract. We've been talking with Amy, doing some Zoom meetings. We're on Bay Colony with you. We are 299 lot. So I think we're sort of at the end. What is the thing? It's 3839 Bay Colony. That is. So yeah, we're excited to come down. So we'll be down for the July weekend. That's when we're gonna move forward and sign everything up and stuff like that. So yeah.
Perfect. Where are you coming from?
We're coming from New Jersey, Hunterdon County.
Awesome. So it sounds like
We're
lots
out
of great things are coming. Lots of great things
Yeah.
are coming. Hey, Kim, how are you?
Hi, I'm glad I could pop on tonight. I had a
Me
Zoom
too.
earlier, but it ended. So, well, as you can see, I'm in this stage.
Hey, Kim, that's our neighbor.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Janine. Hi, Janine.
Hi.
Janine's
Good
going
to
be
see your
across.
face.
Yes. Yes, that's right. We talked on the phone. So Janine will
Yeah.
be across the street from me. And Brian, you'll be one house over. So I'm at 444. And I'm from PA too. So I am in a town called Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. Like Brian, you might be familiar with Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton.
Yep, know where it's at.
Yep. So good. So we have some good PA language going on here. All right. So where are we? So we are lot 444. So that would be 3839 River Park Way. We're with Kent. We're doing Grace Bay. We sold our house in 2 days. So those of you who said she's putting her house on the market soon, right there he is, a couple of people. So the house went on the market on a Wednesday, and by Friday we had, I think it was Karen was saying that, yeah. So we had our offer for the price that we were asking for. So we just said, okay, took that. We've been in this house 34 years. So some of you who've been in one house for a long time can feel our pain of trying to declutter things, right? Oh my gosh, like there's way too much stuff. And my husband's retired. His name is Jeff. He's been doing most of the work. I still work. I'm a Mary Kay director and a yoga instructor, yoga teacher. So let's see, what can I tell you? July 12th is when Kent Homes, we're with Kent. They told us that they should break ground July 12th. We will be moving down there. We just rented a home, a 4-bedroom home. We tried to squeeze a lot of our stuff into a 3-bedroom home. It didn't work. My husband's an engineer, former engineer. So he was doing all the math, and I'm a visual person. I could just tell by looking at the thing going, no, I'm not going to have boxes all around me for like a year. I'm like, no, I need to have this rent a home look like it's a home. I want to have a guest room that actually works because my children will be coming down to visit and other friends and whatnot. So so renting a home was like that. That seemed more of a challenge than like trying to buy and build a new home.
You know that.
Right? They wanted everything but my firstborn. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And of course someone, they nickel and dime you because Jeff filled out the paperwork, and then they said, well, your wife has to fill it out. I go, yeah, but that's another $50. Like, why do I have to fill it out when we're utilizing like his income, right? I'm like, that is, and then we have a dog, so the dog had to pay.
Same thing. It has to be.
We're doing that right now.
Right
Right now, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, my dog, and then we had to have a pet, something or other. And my poor dog, I love him. He loves it warmer, so I'm hoping we can get another year out of him. He is 12. But you got to pay the fee for the year for the non-deposit, $300. So we'll be living in Brunswick Forest. We found there's some rentals there, 4 bedrooms. We're gonna live there for the year and take it. But let me tell you, I have such FOMO. if I go on Bluffs and see this is what's going on here, and then we're doing this pizza party, and then we're doing this thing, and then we're doing that. And I did talk to Diane, the fitness instructor that's been doing some classes there. So her and I are going to hook up, and there's someone else who has similar training as me and positive thinking, and I've been
Marnie Adams.
Yeah. So a lot of her training is very similar to mine, and it's the same as Diane's. So I just can't wait to share all the gifts that the good Lord has given me to share with all of you and whoever else that I meet along the way. So and things have been moving fast. We weren't planning on moving till 2025, 2026, and the good Lord said, no, you're going sooner. So I know he's got some great big plans for us to be there so fast. So in January was when the decision was made to move sooner, and here we are. And half of my people in my church, in my community, don't even know we're moving because it happened so fast. I haven't had a chance to tell them all. You know, so I feel like I'm just running a 5K like every day. You know, that kind of thing. But
Yeah,
we're excited. You know, we'll be happy when we get all this stuff done. Yeah. The packing, the selling of a lot of furniture, because, you know, as you all know, if you're most of our homes in the Northeast all have walls. And so, you know, the homes a lot of us are building is the open space concept. So you don't need half of the stuff that you had in the Northeast. So just trying to sell that. Our Salvation Army will be very happy because, you know, if we're not selling it, we're just going to drop it off.
Kim, I'm gonna. Well, we'll talk offline. I want to tell you. We'll talk about another company. Maybe I'll bring it up afterwards. It may be able to help you out a little bit.
Okay, sure.
It's all good. So, Paul.
Yes. Yeah, here.
There you
got
are.
the mute. So no big update this month. You know, for anybody new, we're coming down from Conowingo, Maryland. We're on lot 415 on Flint Rock Road. We're targeting coming down in July to meet up with Haygood. The house plan we picked out is Portsmouth. My wife is out dropping my daughter off, so she's not here tonight. Her name's Lillian. But things are progressing. One big thing, we talked to a mortgage specialist, Mary somebody. So that's about it.
Mary Hyson. Mary Hyson?
Yeah, I think so. And to Mr. From Yorktown, I grew up in Pleasantville, New York, so not too far. So anyway, that's all I have.
All right, awesome. So I see somebody's on the phone. I don't see the 410 number. Are you there?
That would probably be me, Dolly Foster.
Hey, how are you?
I haven't dialed in for a couple of, yeah, good. I haven't dialed in for a couple of sessions.
It's good to hear your voice.
Because we've been like, you guys too. So my husband and Bob and I are from Severna Park in Maryland, outside Annapolis. We have lot 258, which is 9399 Fallen Pear. And we've been really busy because we've been we've chosen a builder, we've chosen a home, and we're working on finalizing our selections and stuff like that, so we can hopefully go to contract by the summer.
Awesome. Who's the builder that you're
yeah, things are moving along really fast.
Who's going to be your builder?
Sorry.
Who's your builder?
So we're going with Kent. We're building a shelter bay. Kent.
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
We're
I'm
doing,
glad
yeah,
Kent, and
we're doing a shelter bay.
Awesome. Glad you're back. So yeah, for those who, this May, actually next month, will actually be 2 years that we have been doing this group, which is really kind of amazing the way that time has flown. This May also will be 3 years since we purchased our property, which has also, it seems very long, far away. And the big news for those who don't know is that we put our house on the market and we are in contract with our house. So it also happened, you know, we had an open house and there was an offer that was made, and I was like, I also have been in this house since 91. So Kim, I'm right behind you. And I've never lived more than 40 miles from New York City. So this is going to be really interesting, and I can't wait. But the Cardinals and the Robins have been around a lot, so I've been getting a lot of visitation. And it looks like our timetable, which was always originally supposed to be when Michael turned 65 in October. Well, the people in the Bluffs, you need to be careful what you wish for, because it looks like the Shatskins are going to be there sometime in August. So and I'm like, everything is going smoothly. We're taking everything one step at a time. Michael and I have been packing for how long?
Probably for the better part of a year and a half, little by little.
And also, that whole concept of what to take and what not to take. And the really great thing about this group for me, for my, sometimes for Michael, because he'll say, don't you remember what Nadine said about the blah, blah, blah? So I get that thrown back at me from time to time, is there are no walls. So the furniture I'm dealing with, the thing that I'm having the struggle with, or some of it, is artwork, is things that are on the wall. That, that there were so many walls here in the Northeast of things that were able to put things to hide corners and whatever. There aren't a lot of walls, that you're going to want to put stuff on. So Nadine, you guys have just moved in, and I know that I was there, and the house is absolutely spectacular. Do you still have a hidden place, someplace where you've got a lot of artwork that you're leaning up against a wall waiting to find the right place?
Yeah, and some of it may never find a place because, like you said, we lived in our home of 24 years, so it was built very differently than the houses here.
And honestly, we have art from the house before that, because the house we built 24 years ago was pretty much open concept, and we didn't have as many walls
as the previous house.
And this has slightly less.
So yeah, we do have some artwork that we have carried with us. That's I don't know what to do with that, to be frank.
We'll all get together, we'll build another house, and then we'll go visit our art.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
There you go.
We're all really experienced at this now. No, but it's really interesting. What when you start getting very overwhelmed with the concept of, okay, we're building this house and it's going to be ready eventually, and what do we do? And then the closer you get, Michael, haven't I been better about purging things and setting things free?
Yes, as time goes on. In the beginning, it was really a struggle. But what happens is, now that our current house is in contract, and the other house is almost ready, so now you're almost forced. You can't, dilly-dally around anymore. You're really forced to say, okay, that's it. We've been thinking about this. This has to go. This has to go. That has to go. And so we've been making some decisions. It used to be a tough decision, but now some of them are actually getting easier because there's a time crunch. That's really it.
Yeah. And the closer you get to your moving date, the easier those decisions are going to become.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really interesting, and I'll be curious to hear from other people. As the house is starting to take shape, and I'm seeing real space versus imagined space in my head, because that's not my strong suit, is understanding scale. But now when you start walking the house with the drywall and things in hard corners of countertops and bathrooms and things like that, and you're starting to see it coming back home again. I don't know if anybody's had this experience. You come back home, you see all your stuff, and then you're going, you know what? I thought that was going to fit in that space, but now that I saw that space, nah, it's not going to work. And Michael's going, well, I told you that it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to fit, but you have to see it yourself. So Karen, have you been going through that as well with your stuff? Because I know you said you just put a whole bunch of stuff in storage.
We got rid of a lot of stuff early on, but the rest of it we're just bringing.
And you'll figure it out when you get here.
We'll figure out what's, where everything's going to go. I learned when I was in the military that sometimes a picture in the dining room is gonna now go in the living room or a guest room, you know, depending on the colors and that kind of thing. And one of the things I do know is we're gonna have way too many pictures. And so I'm really curious about the garage sale that they had in April over at the marina parking lot. And I'm wondering how often they have that. Because I know that I'm gonna have to get rid of a bunch of stuff after we get our house settled and we have all that extra crap.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Brian, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, just a question. Has anyone had any experience with estate sales? Do they work? Don't they work? Good, bad, indifferent?
In Jersey, we had one when Todd's father passed, and it went very well. There was a lot of things that his dad had that, you know, they got like $600 for a picture that, you know, you and I would just be like, toss it, donate it. So, but we interviewed like 3 to 4 people, you know, got a really good vibe from one, and had a realtor also interview like 2 of them. And he kind of said, I picked this one, and it was the one we had a gut feeling with, and she was amazing.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Randy, did you have something to add to that?
No, we were just talking sort of offline because it was years ago. I sold my parents' home in Pittsburgh, and we didn't want to do the estate sale thing because that means kind of an open house and people coming through. And so we had a lot of stuff we knew needed to be cleaned out. And it was a company that came in and took everything out of the home. And they sold what they could, they donated what they could not sell, and they trashed the rest of it. We almost broke even, but your mileage may vary. So that's, you know, if you're in a situation where, you know, you know what you have, you live there, an estate sale would be probably a step up from that, but you need to be present for something like that. The option we took was more, you know, I can't be there necessarily, and there's a lot of stuff that we don't want to try to sell.
Yeah, we cleaned it out and
The
took
house,
the
yeah,
things that we wanted first.
we already knew what, and there wasn't very much that we kept, but we just wanted somebody to take everything out of the home so that the new people could move in. So yeah, I don't have any direct experience with estate sales. The idea of the, you know, one-stop shopping with clean out and trash and donate, it's interesting, but don't expect to make money if you do that.
Yeah, well, it's, but I find that the real estate agents and actually elder care attorneys also have a lot of that information because they do a lot of that kind of stuff. So, but if you find anything magical, certainly, you know, let us know. Karen, in answer to your question about the what do they call the not the garage sale, they have like a
swap meet or
the swap meet,
like
the swap meet. Yeah, it wasn't really a sale, it was a swap meet. It's really and they're going to be doing them a couple of times a year, I think. But the more people are moving in and the more stuff that needs to be swapped, that's definitely something, because I don't know. I know it was a success. I don't know that there were a lot of people like vendors or a lot of people that had stuff. So the more people, as the community grows and more people are moving in with more stuff. But I'm seeing a lot of that on the Bluffs buy and sell page. There seems to be a lot of stuff going back and forth on that page as well. So the best thing to do, honestly, in that case is to follow, when we talked about Team Reach before, is to be on that entertainment committee. You know, go onto the Team Reach for the entertainment, and you'll be able to, you know, you can ask questions and, you know, do all that kind of stuff. So that's, you know, that's great. For those of you who attended the Made New event, we had a phenomenal time. They did a beautiful job and they have beautiful, beautiful things. For those of you who couldn't attend this one, I have already gotten them to commit to another one the weekend of the POA meeting. So when everybody, you know, comes down for the POA meeting, we'll have another event as soon as I'm in a meeting with Doug tomorrow. So I'm going to ask him if he's set the meeting yet. For those, does everybody know about the POA meeting that's in December? So yeah, so it's usually the first weekend in December. I don't know where Doug is planning to have it. I'll have more information tomorrow. As I said, I'll let everybody know. And it's a really great weekend because a lot of people come in, they do a report of the expenses for the year. They talk about what's going on in the Bluffs. They do a party the night before with cocktail with beer and wine. I think it's with cocktails and food and all that kind of stuff. We have dance and it's a great time. I don't know where it's going to be this year, but I will certainly keep you guys posted and let you know about that. So I'm going to open the floor up to questions. If anybody has any questions about anything Bluffs related, building related, anything that you have on your mind that you want to share, a tip or something that you figured out, information that you need me to get for you. So I'm just going to open that out there.
Hey,
Michael, when's your birthday?
My birthday?
October 16th.
Wait, my birthday is October 7th.
7th.
Wow, we have to party together. I'm turning 65 on October 5th.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So I go first. I go first.
Why don't we have a nice October? It'll be Oktoberfest.
It'll be Oktoberfest.
Oh, yes,
there
it
you
will
go.
be.
There you go.
That's a plan.
You know, and it's going to be very
October
weird,
15th
Randy,
He's
because we could
October
probably say
15th.
you're the 15th.
Perfect.
So we got Ed too.
Yeah,
So now we're gonna have to say your place or mine, which I can't believe. Under no circumstances was I can't even wrap my head around it. I'm ready but not prepared. How about that one? I'm definitely ready, but definitely not prepared. So yes, so I get to turn 65 first, and then he can call me his old lady for 4 months, and he loves it. He's been doing it since we met. It's a treat. It's really a treat, and I live with it. But this one is a biggie. I will tell you, that's a lot of stuff all going on. You know, I do believe that you're only young once, but you can be immature your entire life. So, you know, that was always on my desk. And then the other one said, if a cluttered desk is the sign of a cluttered mind, what must an empty desk mean? So there you go. There you were. There you were in two signs. Yes, Ed.
Yes, I just wanted to, I am not one to like kind of gossip about things, but I wanted to like talk about Mary Hyson a little bit with, I think it's Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Hyson was superdy duper.
Superdy duper.
And she sold me, I interviewed 3 or 4 different bankers before I decided on with her, because she was really, really on top of her game. But again, I may be misspeaking, and I apologize in advance before saying it.
Positive.
But like in the beginning, she was great. But like when it comes to details, I'm a details guy. I like to have every I and every T, every I dotted and every T crossed. And when it came down to like doing that, I thought she was kind of short of what I wanted a banker to do for me. But at the end, it worked out to be the best thing that I ever did. Like even with current interest rate environment and even things that we've like discussed that were like variables, looking back, I would give her maybe 4 out of 5 stars because I've had dealings with her. So I just wanted to like, your experience may be different than my experience, but I wanted to just kind of mention like I had like a bunch of Kent homes being built. Like Amy Barnes, either she's a great salesman or she really cares about what she does. And like Kent Homes has been really, we've never done this before. And I could honestly say that they've been really great. So like, but those are things that I thought this would be the kind of forum that we share, like our each individual experiences that
And
really help us.
That's great to hear about Mary, because we got recommended by a few people, building, and somebody else that bought a model but did financing through her. So it's nice to hear some other people validate, some what you think.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Thank you
Not
very
every
much.
spot.
Great.
We got a good recommendation from one of them that aren't on tonight as well, Rosemary, but thank you very much.
All right, awesome. Sean, when is your guys' projected move-in? Like when were you thinking about, when the house was ready? What was your original plan?
The original plan was supposed to be 3 years ago, but
Got
our
engaged.
daughter got engaged, and then someone wouldn't let me leave New York.
I wouldn't let him leave New York, and then she left New York, and my son-in-law moved here.
Yeah,
And I
a
planned
year
the
ago.
wedding in New York, and she was here.
Oh,
So-
great.
Yeah.
Darn those
But-
children.
Mhm.
Right. So at this point, it's going to be, I guess May or so, whenever we sign the contract of next year. So that Kent Holmes told us it'll be 12 months.
Okay. Sounds good. Suzanne, how are your wedding plans going?
Oh, they're going. We have my daughter's getting married October 19th of this year in Rhode Island. She lives in Massachusetts, so she's getting married in Rhode Island. So it's going good.
Awesome.
Yes.
It's going to be it's a busy year for everybody.
Yep.
One question, just Mary, from what bank? I just saw, what bank were you
FNB,
talking?
First National Bank.
Bank of
First
Pennsylvania.
National.
That's who we have. Yeah.
I want to know if Randy and Nadine are going to the prom.
We are not planning to. Actually, I was coming off mute because we use First National as well, and we work through Zach Hinson.
He was great.
He was fantastic, and we talked to a number of different bankers and brokers as well. And Zach took really good care of us. Anyway, no, we are not planning to go to the prom. Then we have our family is still going to be in town, I believe, at that time.
I don't even know.
That's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's next weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
we have the
We
family.
still have family in town, and that's our excuse. And we're sticking to it.
Well, there's a lot of, there's a lot of really great stuff going on behind the scenes. Some of it, for those of you who don't know, I am on the Bluffs Residents
Assistance group.
Thank you. We call it BRAG. So I sit on the communications committee, and we're having a meeting tomorrow. We're talking about the dog park, because I know that a lot of you have dogs. So we're getting much closer. It's going to be gorgeous. And there's a lot of community interaction with the dog park. We're working right now. The reason it's been delayed, just for those of you who've been waiting for the information about it, is getting the water. So we're not going, we're trying to get water there, and it's just been a delay of getting water. But Julie Mastroserio has been doing a phenomenal job fundraising for a lot of the things. We're working on getting the pergolas built. We're getting some shelters built so that there's shade for everybody, and the wood chips and everything else. I think Doug is actually getting us some chips for the puppies' feet. So hopefully, once the water gets run over there, it will start being built a little bit more quickly. The community garden as well has been held up just because we just couldn't get the water there in time for this year for building and for growing stuff. So that's the update on those things. Is there anything else that you guys are looking for updates about, or questions about anything that you're curious about? Yeah, Paul.
What's going on with the clubhouse? How's the status of that?
So again, I will have a better answer after tomorrow's meeting. It was supposed to have been this morning, which is why we had the meeting tonight, so I could report back. They're working now on gym equipment. So we have a committee. They have a committee that's been working on all that equipment. Commercial construction has just as many starts and stops as all of our residential. And I know that at one point there was a delay because the design, and this is not my this is not my happy place, but the design of the struts that were supposed to go in there, which was great on the plan, when they actually built them and put them in, they weren't working. So then they had to remove the ones that were there, reconfigure it. It was planned to be on paper. It all looked great. And when they got it in there, so it made a little bit of a delay. So I know, as I said, I'll know better tomorrow. Doug still, I think, was still hoping for end of the year, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I have a better answer on that one. Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
mentioned a
B.
community garden. You mentioned a community garden.
Yes.
Where's that going to be?
So the community garden is will be right next to the dog park, which is right outside the Hedsel Way exit. So over by where the RV and boat yard is. Actually, it's right near the Cushman's house. It's right, Dallas. It's back there over there. So it's the construction entrance. If you've been over there,
okay,
right near you guys. So they're right outside that gate will be the dog park, and then right next to it, it's a huge space for the community garden, and it's going to be done in sections. So that's still Bluff's property. The Bluff still owns that property. And it's going to be beautiful. So I can connect you with Jack Johnson again when you and I have a conversation about getting you onto Team Reach. I'll also make sure that you get onto that committee. So there's one if you want to help plan it, and then there's one if you're just interested in getting information and you just want to know about it.
okay, thank you.
So we'll do an offline conversation about that tomorrow.
Great,
Anybody
thank
else
you.
have anything else going on?
I just want to say, I want to like connect with Kim Hurt, yoga teacher.
Yep.
So maybe we could collaborate sorts, whatever your thinking is.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I understand they're only doing videos for yoga right now. So I think that real life people should come in.
Yeah, you could put.
Yeah, so I want to put a vote out. I put a vote in for doing yoga on the gazebo by the river. Every time we go there, all I think of is if you ever can't find me, I will probably be there if I'm not at the beach or someplace else, because every time we go, this is why we're moving here. This is why, of course, Randy and Nadine have that view every day. Not all of us have that review every day, but to me, that's such a beautiful place. It's so quiet, and for now. So, and I'm also putting in a request for Tai Chi. So there's something about, I've never done it before, but it's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things. And I just think
for both of those.
Yeah, so we'll be getting a report tomorrow, a little bit more about because we've been pushing to get more information about some of these things, because that whole area is supposed to have games and coverings for all different kinds of the barbecues, so that people can go out there and have a really good time. So hopefully by the time all of us on this call are in, many of these things will be happening. Things are, it's really amazing every time we go, the roads, to be able to drive to that river walk on a real road without having to go on rocks was wonderful. I think, Michael, was that our first time on that road?
No, we've been on that once or twice before, but in the very beginning, when we were first looking at our property, when we came out to the Bluffs, we were just exploring around, and then we hit the end of Fallen Pear, and Randy and Nadine, you guys probably know this, it was all dirt. So you and I decided to try to go off-road, and we went maybe 100 yards, and we said, no, this isn't good. Turn around and go back. But it was all gravelly and dirt back then, and there was construction equipment you couldn't. But then it's been a few years now, Robin, since we first looked, and little by little it got fixed up, and then I think it was about a year or so back, maybe a year and a half, where they actually paved all the way to the boat ramp. So it's really beautiful there. Every time we go there now, for those that haven't been there, they just put some kayak racks in, and we saw a whole bunch of people that are now storing their kayaks right there by that boat ramp. So, and there were a few empty slots as well. So I'm not sure what the policy is, but there's a lot of things going on down there and it's going to continue to get developed. There's more to come.
Yeah, there are actually two different racks for kayaks there. One is reserved for private use, so your own personal kayak, and the other one is community kayaks.
That everybody, that
So-
are open to everybody. Yeah, it's great. And I have a feeling that's going to continue. So Janine, I see your hand raised and I'm so proud of you. You're learning new skills. Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, with my husband.
Yes, sir. What can we do
So
for
in the
you?
brief times that I've been flipping through these websites and everything,
Facebook.
I saw something about the pool house and parties or
How many
limited
guests you can
guests.
bring.
Has
Okay.
that been
So that
recognized, or-
that is on the agenda for tomorrow as well. We are trying as a it's very interesting as more and more people come into the community. The combination of communication between Doug the developer and the people who are in the community. Some people have been in the community longer than others. And the misunderstanding here is the truth about the pool. There are no coupons or passes. There's no ticket book of how many guests you can have. People are not supposed to have more than 2 guests, because if everybody had 2 guests, it would get very filled in there very fast. And we're not even, like, what are we, a 7th filled, Michael? We have, the number of people that are going to be in the community.
We're there's supposed to be like 650 homes roughly. How many do you think we have now? Maybe 200 people, maybe? We're probably a third of the way.
So,
We'll have 3 times as many people at the pool in a few years as we have right now. That's a lot of people.
So the conversation about this all started because one of the moms wanted to have a birthday party for a few children at the pool, and she wanted to reserve the pool. I helped run a day camp for 17 years, and the most dangerous place at the camp is always water. So we have we don't have lifeguards. There is no gate, but nobody at the gate to count the number of people that are coming in. So we're floating some ideas in the community. What you saw, Scott, was probably the surveys that we put out there. Does the community want us to give out tickets so that you can only bring people in? Most of the time, from what I understand, except for the weekends, I mean, I haven't been there a lot in the summer. There's nobody in the pool. On a holiday weekend, the 4th of July or any of those kinds of places. I mean, Nadine and Randy, the pool's opening May, right? The pool for the May.
I think it opens
I
this
think
week.
it's this week. Yeah.
Yeah, but the pool, there's nobody there. I mean, we had to check the bottom of the
In
pool.
general, yeah, it's not overly subscribed.
It really is.
No,
Put it that way.
I wouldn't be worried about being overcrowded at this point for sure.
No,
but I can understand as far as having a children's birthday party, that's another thing. You're talking a huge liability, and
yeah,
that that has nothing to do with numbers.
Right.
That's just scary.
Well, I think some of the other comments that were interesting that people posted, and some of it was in the poll. It's like, you have children. So if you're only allowed 2 and you've got more than 1 child and they're married, you have to pick which 2 are allowed to go with you. I've got 3 siblings, all married, and my mother. So like, if our houses easily accommodate, 6 people plus us. So if they come down and visit, you can't go to the pool, or if you decide to divide out, like, oh, me, my mom, and 2 people are going to go out for
But I
lunch.
think the idea of the rule is it's not hard and fast as much as it is a sanity check to prevent people from abusing a privilege.
Yeah, and that can
Right,
easily
that's-
happen. Yeah.
But again,
The rule is there to fall back on when someone abuses the privilege, and
Right.
you can hold them to it.
Right. So
Or
that's
send them to the
why-
beach house.
send them to the beach house where the rules are there as well. However,
Or you swim in the lake, which we saw
Oh my
this. We saw this weekend.
Y'all, we went to the pizza party on Friday night, and I kid you not, there were 2 children and a dog swimming in the lake with their parents on lawn chairs on the bank watching.
Isn't there an couldn't alligator
I
like?
was just gonna say.
Yeah,
That's what
well,
we
that's
said.
what I said. Are you
Yeah.
There's
Because
a
somebody
guy-
said that they've seen the
Yeah.
alligator like out kayaking.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
river.
Yes.
So
And
do they?
so not only in the river, but we've also heard of alligators in some of the other smaller ponds that are, I
Yeah.
don't know, in the back.
Yeah.
So there was a guy standing next to me. I didn't catch his name. And I was like, I can't believe those children are swimming in the lake. I said, what if there's alligators in there? He's like, there's no alligators. And I'm like,
What?
You know that for a fact? I don't think so.
I mean, I just shocked. And yeah, they were having a grand time. And not only alligators, but we do have a lot of snakes here. So
Yeah.
they're in there. They are just,
Absolutely.
I can't wait for my dog to bring me one of those.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But no,
Oh,
Like
nobody,
just bring
nobody
me
got
like
them
the
out.
black one that I can let go.
Nadine, nobody told them to get out.
No.
No. And the parents were watching. I mean, they had their lawn chairs sitting on the bank and the kids were swimming and the dog was swimming and they were just sitting there. Yeah.
It's called survival of the fittest.
That's it, right? That's basically it.
Well,
just good
and,
pizza.
and this is one of,
Be
one
the
of those
Darwin
issues.
Award.
But it's not only the pool, because this brings up a bunch of other things. So we're going to be going, because then once you make one set of rules at the pool, now what happens for the clubhouse? What happens for the gazebo? What happens for, other places? So these things are going to
Yeah.
be, I guess, a rolling idea. I think that it seemed very divided about the pool, because there are a lot of people who don't plan to use the pool or don't think that they're going to use the pool. So that's why they were saying, well, you can have our 2 people or our 2 people. That's not the point.
No,
Not with
it's
children.
No.
Not with children. And we're investigating options, because right now, quite honestly, with Doug still he's being really flexible. He's like, well, what do you want us to do? We're not going to start taking tickets at the door. This is our community. And ultimately, we have to be able to learn how to self-govern, right? We have to be able to fix problems. And their goal, quite honestly, is to make sure that we're all talking to each other when they leave. They want the community to work well together.
That's fair.
And if you want to be involved in some of this stuff, there are ways to be part of a community and to be part of a committee. So if there's something in particular that you would like to be a part of, like, B was asking about the community garden. Well, you don't have to run it. You don't have to help build anything. But if it's something that you're interested in, you can definitely be on the committee, and you may have a specialty in a butterfly garden, or in pollination gardens, so to be able to bring everybody's talents together, this is a really wonderful place to be able to do that. So, there's plenty of room for every voice in the room. And that's part of the issue, Janine, also, is that a lot of people go onto Facebook and they put a lot of stuff, but they don't get themselves involved in a positive way on the other side. So if there's something that matters a lot to you, you have a lot of people in your family. So, if you're going to go to the beach house and they're all coming in 2 or 3 cars, that becomes an issue. But I don't think, from what I've heard so far, it only seems to be an issue on holidays as of right now.
And that would make sense.
So
that would definitely make sense. And I hope they're not all in my house at the same time. But I was just using that as an example.
Here in New York, we don't go to the beach on the holidays if we can help it. So, we only go. So, Michael, do you want to share?
Well, I was going to say, when Robin and I were down there a few weeks ago, and first of all, we hear things like about pickleball. There was a meeting of the pickleball people before we came down, because you have serious pickleballers and you have pickleballers that are not as competitive. So you have all kinds of levels of play in pickleball. So they had a meeting to try to, let's call it, adjudicate court time, which can get. But when you and I were down there, Robin, we didn't see anybody on the pickleball courts. And every time we drove by, every single time, There was one, and there was one guy on the practice court in the heat of the day. But that was it. So that there still must be issues, but I don't think it's 7 days a week, 24/7.
It's
I just think
definitely
maybe
not.
There's crunch time.
I
when-
will say, you know,
Right.
I mean, the groups that I play with have kind of not set times, but times that we like to play. And there are many occasions when all courts are filled and there's people waiting to get on. And there has to be some sort of way to, I don't know, allow
not have everything reserved.
not
to the
have
point
everything
where-
reserved,
yeah.
right? Because I do feel like we want to have as many new people playing pickleball as possible too. And people want to be able to show up with their kids and just say, let's play pickleball. So there has to be some courts that are going to always be open play.
Right. So when
And-
I remember back years ago when Robin and I belonged to a local racquetball club, there were certain hours that like every evening was prime time. So from like 6 o'clock to let's say 11 o'clock, you could not get on a court. You had to like reserve early in the morning and be lucky to get in, or else you're playing at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And I would imagine that it's probably the same with the pickleballers and some of these other activities where there's just certain times of the day and certain days of the week where it's what I would call prime time, the optimal time. And then other hours, maybe it's the heat of the afternoon. Who's going to play when it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it's 85 or 90 degrees? So maybe that's what you have to balance is the prime time. How are you going to handle that?
Right. And I think that we are just trying to get something in order now because it's not really bad now, but it's going to be very soon. With the number of houses that are being built, and if you just kind of calculate how many of those are going to be pickleball players, it's going to ramp up really fast. And we're going to get to the point where it's going to happen really fast, and we need to have something started already. So, and it's not set in stone. Like whatever rules we apply today might not be the way it's going to be forever. We're going to try to feel some things out. Maybe 4 courts are going to be reserve courts and 2 courts are going to be open courts, or I'm not really sure what's going to be decided at this point, but we got to start somewhere, something small.
But at least
even if it's a basic racket system where, you know, you put your racket on the wall so that you can, everybody gets a chance to play.
But at least Nadine, at least you guys had a meeting, right?
Yes.
And that was a good
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's going very well. I think it's going to be okay. It's nobody likes change. And so the people who have been here for a long time playing, sometimes maybe they don't want anything to change, and it's going to change. We need to make a change. So we'll see how it goes.
It'll be interesting. I got an email today from a company that I used to work with at the camp, and their new attraction that you can now rent is, and you know, like, you know, the bouncy houses and all that stuff, you can now rent inflatable pickleball.
Oh,
they have a wait list for inflatable pickleball. So it's unbelievable, and it blows up, and it has the cover over the top of it. It's got the net, the poopy net, and the regular net in the middle, and so hey, listen, there's all kinds of crazy things that are going on. Yes, Janine.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's me again. Just because we haven't seen anything out there on it, but when we were buying our land, because we do have a boat, and obviously we're not on the river. But Mark had told us that, they're looking to build whatever, the 50 slips, the marina, obviously, all the lake, the non-dockables and lakefront property people, it's first come, first serve. But if they weren't all bought, then they would open it up to interior people that were interested to buy. And I was just curious, because Robin, you're in a lot of the meetings, they've only built X amount, maybe 10, 11 of them. Like, if they're gonna start building more, if they've been getting interest, and if they've mentioned any idea of, well, yeah, if you're interested, you could put your name on a wait list. So that way, if we do open it up, you're towards the top or whatever.
Right. Okay. So I do know that it is on the agenda. I just got an email today that let me see if I can pull it up for you. It's going to go into the communications It'll go into the communications committee and I'll probably post it tomorrow, but I think if I share my screen with you, the first floating dock was actually installed. And I think, let's see if I can get the picture of it for you. So it's coming. The bigger issue, I believe, of the problem was the price. And I know that they've been working on the price and getting, yeah, so this was the lift. Let me share my screen with you and then you can see what it looks like. Okay. So this is the picture of you're the first to see it. Now you're seeing all my crazy. Here's the first floating dock.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I don't know that doesn't look like much to me, but for those of you who are looking at a dock, this is what, so it's at least it's starting. Whoops. I don't know why I turned the color. But they are starting. So I will put that on my list for tomorrow to find out what the, what the
So
status.
they're gonna be docks, they're not gonna be like slips that you pull the boat in, it's gonna be a floating thing that the boats are tied up to?
I think
that
yeah, I don't know that I was under the impression, I'm not 100% sure, but that's the floating boat lift installed in the first spot at the marina.
Oh, if
think
that's
that's the
somebody's
lift.
lift, that's for somebody's boat.
Correct.
One.
So-
Yeah,
So the-
because we did ask Mark if you bought a slip, if you needed to put a lift, and he said absolutely, because you don't want all that crap
Right.
on the
So-
bottom of your
so-
boat, and the lift is
Right.
probably about 65,000-70,000, I would guess.
Okay, so
That's what Mark said.
yeah,
Sorry, not
so
you.
the sales team, so the developer has purchased a boat for the sales team to give, rides and whatever for prospective people.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah,
That's
so it's very cool. And of
wanna
course,
go
I
on one of
wanted to know
those.
whether
Yeah, we
we
have to
could
waive it.
retro.
I want a
retro-
rain check.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Me
can we all
Yeah.
retroactively go
We'll
out
just
for a
call
ride, right?
Karen and Bluebird or Boober it, whatever she
Yeah.
calls
Get
it.
Yes.
Karen Coons. So that's probably why that was installed, because they bought the boat and they're gonna be using that. So I definitely think we should take tickets and we should all get retroactive rides from the sales team, because, we have.
I agree.
Right? And then we'll
Yeah.
stop. and
Yeah,
make
I'm
the
curious
50s
about the
and
lift.
Randies, and we'll also, we'll all do that. We'll wave.
Yeah, we always wave at Karen when she goes by.
So, I mean,
So-
these are all really important questions, and so a lot of the things that you're asking me are on the agenda for tomorrow. As far as the pool things are considered, the boats, the dog park, the community garden, what else was on there?
POA.
The POA, all those different kinds of things. So I promise you, as soon as we get that kind of information, it will be discussed, and it'll definitely come up, and we'll try to keep as much of that information flowing as we possibly can.
So I have a question for Janine. Janine, have you been down to the boat dock? Have you been down there?
We've been to where the boat launches, but we haven't gone down to see like where.
Okay. So I when we were there about 6 months ago, I took a little walk. It's a long from that parking lot that they built, which is a nice parking lot.
Yeah.
It's a nice long walk, like it's almost like a wooden boardwalk that takes you all the way down to where the boat marina is. And once you get down to the end, there's actually a gate down there so that everybody who's curious can't go onto people's boats. So then you have to pass through the gate to get to where they've built the first number of slips.
Okay.
And so that gate is somehow locked. It must be like a password or something, or maybe a key fob. I'm not sure what it is, but you can't
Keypad.
just go waltzing out there.
Yeah.
So if you did have, like right now, let's say you had a boat slip out there, it's protected from looky-loos like me that want to go out on your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny because Mark had said to us, because again, this is going back probably last year, May, the first time out with him. And he was talking about that. And he had even mentioned, Robin, that he's like, oh, we might think about having like a golf cart up near the top because that path is so long to get down to help people get down there. But I haven't seen any comments about that. So I'm sure that didn't get
Oh, but
enforced.
there are interesting little parking pads near the top of that
Oh, so maybe.
road that would perfectly fit a golf cart. So
If
I
you-
Oh, so maybe.
think that's
Yeah.
what they
If you,
intended.
It's
if
rolling.
you did, Janine, if you have a boat slip eventually down there, you will need like, I'm gonna call it a wagon or something to bring all your gear. Because it is a nice little walk all the way down there.
Yeah,
And I know you're gonna bring
that
like, you're
sounds like
gonna bring a
it.
cooler with food and drinks and all kinds of other stuff to go out on your boat. You're gonna probably want to have a little cart or a wagon or something to tow it. It's a nice long walk.
Well, I think we're going to be pretty happy just by the time we get down there using the regular boat launch, because we have to figure out what boat is best to get down there. And hopefully if we come down in July, if Karen's available, we're going to hit her up for a boober or bloober
Uber.
service, whatever it's called.
Yeah, so
And
the rest of rented some
pay her to
change.
get down and back.
There are
So
some
my husband
changes,
can-
there are some changes to that area as well that are on the agenda. Karen actually wanted some changes made. They need to do some stuff down there as well. So I promise you after this meeting, there's going to be a lot of information. So please make sure you take a look. It'll either be on the bulletin board. So just please make sure that everybody is on the Bluffs owners portal, because that bulletin board will have the information. It will also be on the Living in the Bluffs Facebook group. And it'll probably be, I'll make sure that it gets out to as many people as we can possibly get it out there. So any questions? Dennis, I meant to ask you, when are you guys planning, what is your idea to move in? What was your plan?
We're according to Josh, we're looking at June of 25.
June of 25. Okay. And was that always your projected time?
Yeah, we had to kind of wait until a job opportunity either came to fruition or not before we could move forward. So once that moved forward, we were ready to go. It was just a matter of how soon we could get in and get everything started.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but so by the time we should have it, relatively under control, and then it'll change again. I think this is going to be a 4 or 5 year plan of the more people move in and different personalities and different needs. And I know one of the things that the community right now is struggling with is the people with children versus the people with young children versus the people who are not with young children. So we have to find that, the water keeps going back and forth and seeing, where that lands. So it's all good. Anybody else have anything that they want to ask questions? Anything you want me to get onto the agenda for tomorrow? No, everybody's good. I'm going to do is, so I promise I will send this recording to those who are not able to be here. As the sun sets on Randy and Nadine and Sean and his beautiful wife, whose face I can't see anymore because you guys are sitting in the dark.
Don't turn on light, come and let me.
You guys
get the candlelight out, guys.
Oh my goodness gracious.
There you go.
But it's very exciting. And I'm so happy for all of those of you who are getting close to moving in, and to those of us who are right behind you, and to, Randy and Nadine. I think I was at your house, what was it, 2 days after you moved in, or the day after you moved in or something?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And how is your hand feeling?
It's still kind of, I don't think it'll ever be quite right again, recovering from such an injury, but it is my left hand, and I'm right-handed, so thankfully I can still play pickleball.
She's making it work.
All about the pickleball. All about
it's getting better.
It's better, but I'm still going to therapy, trying to work it out, but I don't think it'll ever be where it used to be.
Pinky finger may never be the same.
Yeah. Once you break something, I think at our age, it just doesn't go back again.
Well, but and believe me, I know that you're keeping on going on doing your stuff, and it's great. So I am going to end the meeting for this evening. I thank you all for being here. If
Wait,
there's
Robin.
anything else, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Can I just do a little public service announcement? So when
Absolutely.
the last time we were coming down to North Carolina a couple months back, I was getting off the plane and I was trying to go really quickly, and I planted my foot and turned really quickly, and I tore my ACL and my
Ooh.
meniscus. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I
that
am
hurts.
literally sobbing that I won't be playing pickleball for about a year. I have to have surgery right when I get there. I'm gonna wait till the fall to have the surgery. But be careful getting off a plane. I mean, the doctor just said it was the perfect storm. It was the perfect angle of planting and turning. And yeah, no
You
pickleball for me.
guys that are all playing pickleball, because I just took like 2 lessons, but all of you that are playing pickleball are having these non-pickleball injuries. So
Yeah,
I'm
doctor said this could happen to anyone. Said this
Yeah.
has nothing to do with playing pickleball. It just was a freak thing. So just be careful. He's like, when you're shuffling out of that plane seat.
Yeah.
You know, you don't do that. On that note, I'm
No,
recovering though. The
it-
physical
Yeah.
isn't-
Well, you know something, and it's so funny because as everybody says, when they get hurt from whatever, oh my God, and the biggest problem is that I can't play pickleball. Not that I need surgery, not that it hurts, not that I can't make dinner, I can't vacuum. No, nobody I've heard has said I can't vacuum or do laundry, but oh darn, I can't play pickleball. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? So for someone who has gotten hurt, who has torn things playing pickleball, I hear you, I get you. But then again, I can barely, Michael will always tell you, I will trip over nothing. So it's something that I have to be very, very careful with. But I appreciate you guys all. I'm so happy for all of you. We can't wait for all of us to be neighbors, and have a great night and stay in touch.